What do you mean? If I say I hadn't been interested in you in other ways, I'd be fooling myself. But I'm not certain whether this feeling is real, however I want it to be so. Because life can be complicated, even if we wish it to be simple. Perhaps I simply am unready, or perhaps this feeling is but a passion of the moment that I know cannot last. But I've never been involved with another person in this way. I'm not sure if this is the right feeling, and I want things right between us. I've never fallen in love before. At least, not that I noticed. I can't tell from experience if this is really love or merely admiration. Strange, isn't it? Most other girls yearn for love and affection, but I have to think it over and over before I could even be sure of my feelings. I have never felt for another person in the way I feel for you. Well, there surely were a million suitors from those noble houses, some of them very attractive even. But in the end, they were all unworthy. They've never seen the world as I did. They've never bled for their country, as I would unquestionably do so. But you have. Perhaps more so than me. I cannot indulge myself to indulge. Thank you. I hope I can make the thing between us right, after I've figured out what it is. I've been thinking about our relationship. I'm now certain of my feelings, that I care for you the way a wife cares for her spouse, and I can see from your eyes that you still feel the same. But we cannot be together. It is not your fault. My duty as a legionnaire often calls me to different places, on campaigns that could last months at best, forever at worst. How often can we share our lives? Would you still feel the same for me if you can only see me once a year? I cannot forsake my fealty to my nation. If I would indulge our feelings, by the time I can start to regret, I can no longer simply forget our bond. Neither can you. And you would follow me. Imagine the irony of that. You would be a distraction to my duties, however pleasant it may be. Perhaps we will. When the world is at peace again, perhaps it will be time for us to love one another freely. If we both survive all this, and you still feel the same for me by then, what do you wish of me? That Moore's actions in Winterhold proves exactly that the Eagle's ambition will only devour Tamriel, not save it. I told the Court of Solitude my opinion about Talos worship. I said that no Imperial citizen is obligated to obey the High Archon's command, that she should keep her faithlessness inside her dominion. Immediately, Yar Elisif cried out in anger, calling me a Stormcloak traitor. If it weren't for her advisors, she would have had me executed. Not long after, Elisif demanded General Tullius to cancel my status as a legionnaire and cast me out of the Legion. Tullius was my father's squire when he was younger. He did not want me dishonored, so instead of firing me from the Legion, he gave me an infinite break from duty. It was not long after the murder of High King Torrig, Elisif held a feast in the yard of Castle Dower, in memory of her husband. Every legionnaire and noble in Solitude were invited to it, myself included. Just as any other typical feast of the nobility, it was filled with honeyed lies, promises that would never be fulfilled. Until Erikr, an advisor of Elisif's, led the Jarl to approach me. First, he bashed the Stormcloaks. Next, he smeared at Talos's name. While Ulfric Stormcloak was a regicidal traitor, Talos was a hero of the Empire. I could not allow anyone to dishonor him. I don't know why Erikr did this, but I am certain that was no mere small talk or boots-licking the Jarl. He did it on purpose, and I was his target. What could he possibly gain from me being kicked out of the Legion? What was his game? Blasted hypocrisies and their foul play. Thank you. So many lies among the nobility, so little faith and honor. Knowing that I've resisted, or at least tried resisting this corruption, it comforts me. Harbinger. Let's go. I'm still here. Let's get going. What letters are these? This... I can't believe this. Erikr was funding the Stormcloaks on someone's behalf all along? That snake! He gives all those talks about being the Empire's friend, business partner, but in the dark, he stabbed the Imperial Legion's back. He should have been hanged for treason, for his treachery, for his hypocrisy. We must find direct evidence that will lead to his end. A man of greed, such as him, can only want one thing: gold. It is not his motive that concerns me, but those pulling his strings. This is highly likely, but we can't be certain, yet. It is logical that the Thalmor want a war in Skyrim, so that the Legion is weakened, and an invasion of Cyrodiil becomes easier. Perhaps we can infiltrate the Thalmor embassy and find out. You've been inside the embassy once, but this time, you'll have me by your side. Together, we shall find out if the Thalmor are truly behind Erikr. And I do hope that the Thalmor are indeed behind this. Gives me more reasons to kill more of them when they invade our lands again. Curses be upon you! Long may the white gold tower stand. You have failed.
Wood! Nakast! Wood! Nakast!
We honor the Empire. What? Why would Matthias be in danger? Let me have a look. This... Why? Matthias... what business does he have in Skyrim? He arrived in Skyrim secretly for a reason. Whatever it is, it must be important, and we must help him before it's too late. Forget about that old fool, Erikr. We must go find my brother fast. He and his companions are in grave danger. The world awaits.